What's up everyone, and welcome to another episode where we're going to talk about botnets. Specifically the Maris botnet. Plus we're going to talk about DDoS attacks themselves, a new method for the delivery of the actual ransom note, and ransom notes that appear to be coming from the now defunct REvil ransomware gang. Botnets are crucial components for DDoS attacks, as well as distribution of malware and trojans, not to mention giving attackers initial access to your network. You might remember the episode I did on another botnet, Emotet botnet, and its rise from the ashes like some majestic phoenix. In case you missed the episode on the Emotet botnet and want to learn about it, the link is above. Again, in this episode here, we're going to touch on these weird ransomware notes, how they're being delivered to victims, what it can mean for you, as well as the massive DDoS attacks that are happening by numerous botnets, again here specifically, the Maris botnet. Now, I hope you watched the full episode, but if not, you can now skip directly to my insights at the end of the episode, right from the timeline below. For the rest of you, let's go through the story together and see what we can learn to protect ourselves and others.
Oh, drat these computers. They're so naughty and so complex. I could pinch them.
Hey, WebOp geeks, you're already dead. A note claiming to be left by the REvil ransomware gang declared it was embedded in an attack itself as a string of text in the URL for the extortion demand. And Perfa reported this interesting fact, one of several twists it's seen in the evolution of distributed denial of service attacks so far this year. In a post that detailed mitigation of a recent attack that hit up to 2.5 million requests per second on a single website, Imperva's Nelly Klepfish shared several chest-thumping ransom notes that its targeted customer received before the attack started. We are observing more cases like this where the ransom note has been included as part of the attack itself, perhaps as a reminder to the target to send their Bitcoin payment immediately, Klepfish wrote. Of course, once the target receives this note, the attack itself is already underway, adding a sense of urgency to the threat. Congratulations! You're doing a great job by wanting to learn about the massive Maris botnet. I appreciate your support by watching my episode about it. If you are new to my channel and have not already, please consider subscribing to my channel and smashing the bell to be notified when I upload new episodes where I give you insights into the newest important cybersecurity news stories like this one. With my insights, you can be better prepared to protect your company, your family, and of course yourself against these and other cyber attacks. So, hit the subscribe button now and let's continue to learn about this story together. This was only one of several threatening ransom notes that the target received before this 2.5 million requests per second DDoS attack began, or at least got into its full force, and a specific message was one of more than 12 million embedded requests that targeted random pages on the same site. The 2.5 million requests per second attack was the highest pitter-patter Imperva's ever wrangled with, but it's nowhere near the highest ever that existed. That undesirable trophy likely goes to the 2.5 terabits per second DDoS attack that hit Google in September 2017, sending 167 megabits per second to 180,000 exposed CLDAP, DNS, and SNMP servers that then turned around and sent back huge choky packets. Now, while ransom DDoS attacks are not new, they appear to be evolving and becoming more interesting with time and with each new phase, Imperva observed. Another threatening message told WebOps geeks to inform their bosses that they need to start coughing up 1 Bitcoin a day, worth a tidy sum of about 40 to 50K, depending on what day you check Bitcoin, if they wanted to stay online. It and other embedded messages were signed, REvil, this is our dominion. Evidence points to the DDoS attacks coming from the massive Maris botnet. Maris sucks its power out of the thousands of Internet of Things devices that have been hijacked thanks to a years-old vulnerability tracked as CVE 2018-14847 in MikroTik routers. Although CVE 2018-14847 was published, you could easily say a while ago, not all companies using the tech have updated, so attackers can still take advantage of this flaw. And boy oh boy do they. The Maris botnet is so successful it was behind the record-breaking DDoS attack targeting Russia's version of Google, Yandex, in September 2021. Other targets of Maris in 2021 include cybersecurity media sites, there's Krebs on Security, and the site InfoSecurity, as well as New Zealand banks, New Zealand Postal Mail Service, and New Zealand's Met Service Weather Service. They're all cases in point for the fact that DDoS attacks shattered records in the third quarter of 2021. All the better to scare you with threats to stock price, my dear, Imperva sarcastically noted. The threat actors use this to their advantage by referring to the potential damage that a DDoS attack could have or could do to the company's stock price. So what can we learn? Remember when viruses were just viruses that kind of made a mess? Then came phishing, then they added Trojans and malware to phishing, then came info stealers, then ransomware, then crypto exchange hacks, then double extortion ransomware, then triple extortion ransomware using DDoS. That's probably not the right order, I'm not a historian, but who cares, because it's all here now. And now we have attackers doing ransom DDoS attacks, using bots, in this case the Maris botnet, to take down a company website, send a ransom note through the URL that they're using to attack, pay up or your website will not get back online. DDoS has grown and spread out, and it's been added by multiple ransomware companies, but in those cases, it has usually been applied as more leverage to get a company to pay ransoms to get their decryption key, to unlock their data, and move on with their life. Here, we have criminals skipping ransomware and just demanding a ransom payment to keep your website online. Now, I could see in theory how this can be effective for criminals and pretty devastating for a number of companies, but I'm not really sure this idea has legs. Yes, it is a pretty fast attack, so it lets attackers hit and move and be pretty quick and nimble. They don't have to hack into your network, gather data, then encrypt the data, or exfiltrate it first, then encrypt it, then begin some negotiation process. So it is like a smash and grab quick attack. But DDoS requires thousands and thousands of bots, and those bots need arguably more bots or fresh IPs or some way to hide themselves because sooner or later they'll be known, targeted, and blocked. Now then you have to keep up a DDoS attack for a period of time, first to get somebody to notice, and then keep it going long enough that they feel they need to pay. How long are you going to keep the attack going for? 10 minutes? Half an hour? A week? A month? A year? So I think that while this is dangerous on its own, it'll most likely stay an add-on feature to other types of attacks. I find more dangerous here the fact that we are continuing down a path of having everything we own connected. What do I mean, you might ask? Well, my new induction stove can connect to my Wi-Fi. That's what I mean. Who on earth needs that? But, it's there. Some executive found it important as a feature on their stove, and some people might actually find it useful. But what those people don't realize is that in order to achieve this connectivity, a CPU chip, a circuit board, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth chip, and, operating system are required. Now, that operating system most times is a Linux or Unix-based operating system. Who updates that? If I buy a smart IoT device like a refrigerator today, it may have some stripped-down port of Linux someone gave a cool name like Banana Split Linux 10.5.67. My cool refrigerator can last me 5 or 10 years if I'm really lucky. Banana Split Linux will get updates, upgrade, bug fixes, vulnerability fixes, blah blah blah. Does my double-door super deluxe fridge update itself? In many cases, if not all, the answer is no. So I have a fridge running Banana Split Linux 10.5.67. The newest version? Now it's 22.0.84 or something. And my old outdated fridge is connected to the internet so that I can see if I need eggs. Or my stove is connected to the internet so I can check if it's really off when I'm at the office. Now what if a bug in the software allows me to accidentally turn it on? If a specially crafted URL is used, and it most likely has the default admin password from the factory, now anyone who finds my stove can turn it on, or, just use it as another DDoS bot or something. Companies try to make their product sexy and make the choice easy for you. Oh, my stove can connect to Wi-Fi, that's cool, let me do it, who knows when I might need it, if ever. 2 or 3 clicks later, and it's done. We have to put more thought into what we allow to connect to our Wi-Fi or the internet in general. And we have to make sure that that device, that cool Bluetooth Wi-Fi coffee machine, the stove, the refrigerator, the oven, that really, really cool Amazon electric camera door lock, as well as our industrial machines that produce cars or cut metal or nuclear weapons, or whatever. We need to make sure that we add those to our security management process and policies. If not, botnets taking over IoT devices will continue to proliferate, and who knows, maybe this kind of attack will really become a much bigger deal. With that, I say thanks again for watching, don't forget to share, and subscribe if you have not already, and smash the bell if you have not already, and I'll see you on the next episode. Take care.
Don't forget to ride. Farewell. Bye bye.